Nice straight back. And just very briefly scan the body and let it settle. Strong back, soft front. And go ahead and take a few deep intentional breaths just to settle. And just for 1 minute, keep your focus on the breath, allowing the surface distractions to settle. And visualize in the space in front is the divine form of thousand-armed Chenrezig, who is the embodiment of all the infinite Buddha's compassionate wisdom. He stands on a lotus and moon seat. His body is in the nature of white light, youthful and decorated with magnificent jeweled ornaments. He has 11 faces. Of the 3 on his shoulders, the center face is white, the right green, and the left red. Above those, his center face is green, the right red, and the left white. Above those, the central face is red, the right white, and the left green. Above those is a wrathful dark blue face with yellow hair standing erect. On top of that is the red head of Amitabha Buddha, peaceful and smiling. Chenrezig's first 2 hands are at his heart, palms together, holding a wish-fulfilling gem. On his right, the second hand holds a crystal rosary, reminding to recite the mantra. The third hand is in the gesture of giving realizations, and from it a rain of nectar falls, curing the hunger and thirst of the hungry ghosts. The fourth hand holds a Dharma wheel. On his left, the second hand holds a golden lotus, the purest of flowers, although born from mud. The third hand holds a vase containing the nectar of his compassionate wisdom The fourth holds a bow and arrow, symbolizing defeat of the 4 negative forces. The other 992 hands are in the gesture of giving highest realizations. In the palm of every hand is an eye. An antelope's skin is draped over his left shoulder, symbolizing that peaceful, compassionate wisdom completely overcomes hatred. And so stabilize the appearance of Chenrezig in the space in front, facing you. Can be just a general impression of white, or as many details as you can hold without the mind becoming tight. Think that all the holy beings' compassionate wisdom is present here in the space in front. And then taking refuge in generating the altruistic intention, the prayer together. I take refuge until I'm enlightened in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By the positive potential I create by practicing generosity and the other far-reaching attitudes, may I attain Buddhahood in order to benefit all sentient beings. I take refuge until I'm enlightened in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By the positive potential I create by practicing generosity and the other far-reaching attitudes, may I attain Buddhahood in order to benefit all sentient beings. I take refuge until I'm enlightened in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By the positive potential I create by practicing generosity and the other far-reaching attitudes, may I attain Buddhahood in order to benefit all sentient beings. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were to abide in equanimity, free of bias, attachment, and anger. May they abide in this way. I shall cause them to abide in this way. Guru Chenrezig, please inspire me to be able to do so. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings had happiness and its causes. May they have these. I shall cause them to have these. Guru Chenrezig, please inspire me to be able to do so. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were free from suffering and its causes. May they be free. I shall cause them to be free. Guru Chenrezig, please inspire me to be able to do so. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were never parted from upper rebirth and liberation's excellent bliss. May they never be parted. I shall cause them never to be parted. Guru Chenrezig, please inspire me to be able to do so. Reverently, I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind. I present clouds of every type of offering, actual and mentally transformed. I confess all my negative actions accumulated since beginningless time, and rejoice in the virtue of all holy and ordinary beings. Please remain until cyclic existence ends, and turn the wheel of Dharma for sentient beings. I dedicate my merit and those of others to the great enlightenment. This ground anointed with perfume, flowers strewn, Mount Meru, 4 lands, sun and moon, imagined as a Buddha land and offered to you. May all beings enjoy this pure land. The objects of attachment, aversion, and ignorance, friends, enemies, and strangers, my body, wealth, and enjoyments, I offer these without any sense of loss. Please accept them with pleasure and inspire me and others to be free from the 3 poisonous attitudes. Yadam Ratna Mandala Kamiyatayan. O Arya, compassionate-eyed one, who is the treasure of compassion, I request you, please listen to me. Please guide myself, mothers and fathers, and all 6 realms to be freed quickly from the great ocean of samsara. I request that the vast and profound, peerless awakening mind may grow. With the tear of your great compassion, please cleanse all karmas and delusions. Please lead with your hand of compassion me and my graders to fields of bliss. Please, Amitabha and Chenrezig, in all my lives be virtuous friends. Show well the undeceptive pure path and quickly place us in Buddha's state. And so stabilize the visualization of Chenrezig. And I'll say each verse and you can listen. And as we do this, visualize much light coming from Chenrezig, flowing into you, completely filling your whole body. And it purifies the selfishness and ignorance that prevents you from understanding the meaning of that verse, and gives you the ability to understand and integrate each verse into your life. And so first thinking that determined to obtain the greatest possible benefit from all sentient beings who are more precious than a wish-fulfilling jewel, I shall hold them most dear at all times. Light coming from Chenrezig, purifying any ignorance and selfishness that prevents our understanding this. Light coming, helping us have the ability to understand and integrate. And if it helps, you can repeat the verse in your mind, seeing which phrases jump out and resonate. And then thinking, when in the company of others, I shall always consider myself the lowest of all, and from the depths of my heart, hold others dear and supreme. Purifying light from Chenrezig, blessing light from Chenrezig, connecting with the verse. Repeating it to yourself if it helps. Vigilant the moment a delusion appears in my mind, endangering myself and others, I shall confront and avert it without delay. Light coming from Chenrezig, purifying our selfishness and ignorance, clearing the way for us to understand and integrate it, blessing our mind. Repeating the verse to yourself, letting it connect. Whenever I see beings who are wicked in nature and overwhelmed by violent negative actions and suffering, I shall hold such rare ones dear, as if I had found a precious treasure. Light coming from Chenrezig, purifying and blessing, stabilizing the verse. Connecting personally and deeply. When, out of envy, others mistreat me with abuse, insults, or the like, I shall accept defeat and offer the victory to others. Light coming from Chenrezig to you, purifying and blessing. Letting the meaning connect. Relating it to your own life. When someone whom I have benefited and in whom I have great hopes gives me terrible harm, I shall regard that person as my holy guru. Light coming from Chenrezig, purifying and blessing, stabilizing. Engage with the verse. As if having a conversation with it. Hows and whys. Ways it might look. In short, both directly and indirectly, do I offer every happiness and benefit to all my mothers. I shall secretly take upon myself all their harmful actions and suffering. Light coming from Chenrezig, purifying, clarifying, stabilizing, blessing. Engage with the meaning. Undefiled by the stains of the superstitions of the 8 worldly concerns, may I, by perceiving all phenomena as illusory, be released from the bondage of attachment. Processing that internally as light from Chenrezig fills you, purifying and blessing. And Chenrezig in front now comes to the top of my head, facing the same direction as I do. Chenrezig also appears on the heads of all sentient beings who are seated around me. At the heart of each Chenrezig are a lotus and flat moon disk. Standing at the center of the moon is the seed syllable Hri, the essence of Chenrezig's omniscient mind of wisdom and compassion. This is surrounded by the letters of the long mantra, and inside this stand the letters of the 6-syllable mantra. All is made of radiant light. Chenrezig's with everyone. From the mantras and Hri, much white light and nectar, representing the nature of Chenrezig's blissful omniscient mind, flow into me, permeating my entire nervous system. They totally purify all disturbing attitudes, negative karmic imprints, diseases and obscurations. I feel completely pure and blissful. The light and nectar also fill me with all the realizations of the gradual path to enlightenment, especially Chenrezig's love, compassion, and wisdom. Similarly, light and nectar from the Chenrezigs on all the crowns of all the sentient beings flow into them, purifying all the negativities and obscurations, and inspiring them with all the realizations of the path to enlightenment. Stabilizing that. And with that visualization, we add the mantras. We'll do the long one once, and then the short time a few times together, then under our breath. Namo Ratnatraya Namo Hayayana Sagara Virochana Bhuparatsaya Tatagataya Ahate Samyak Sambuddhaya Namo Sawatatagate Ahate Be Samyak Sambuddha Be Namo Arya Avalokite Shoraya Bodhisattvaya Mahasattvaya Mahakarunikaya Dayata Om Dara Dara Diri Diri Duru Duru Ite Vate Sale Sale Prasale Prasale Kusume Kusume Wari Hili Mili Siti Solam Apanaye Soha Om Mani Padme Hum 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Continue the visualization together with the mantra Om Mani Padme Hum. And as you recite the mantra, say it fast enough to keep you alert, but not so fast as to create tension. Om Mani Padme Hum. And think that I will live my life in a meaningful way. And think I will do all actions with the motivation to attain enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings. And think, because I have such a noble intention, Chenrezig is extremely pleased. He melts into white light and absorbs. By Chenrezig absorbing into me, my mind becomes the nature of great compassion, loving kindness, and bodhicitta. My body is filled with light and becomes very pure and clear like crystal. The Chenrezigs on the heads of all the sentient beings melt into light, absorb into them, bless them so they may progress along the gradual path to enlightenment. And now we dedicate the positive potential from doing this meditation. The prayers on page 15. Halfway down the page, the dedication together. Due to this merit, may we soon attain the enlightened state of Chenrezig, that we may be able to liberate all sentient beings from their sufferings. May the precious Bodhi mind not yet born arise and grow. May that born have no decline, but increase forevermore. Due to the positive potentials accumulated by myself and others in the past, present, and future, may anyone who merely sees, hears, remembers, touches, or talks to me be freed in that very instant from all sufferings and abide in happiness forever. In all my rebirths, may I and all sentient beings be born in a good family, have clear wisdom and great compassion, be free of pride and devoted to our spiritual masters, and abide within the vows and commitments to our spiritual masters. In whatever guise you appear, O Chenrezig, whatever your retinue, lifespan, and pure land, whatever your name, most noble and holy, may I and all others attain only these. By the force of these praises and requests made to you, may all disease, poverty, fighting, and quarrels be calmed. May the Dhamma and good and all auspiciousness increase throughout the worlds and directions where I and all others dwell. Kari rawe koe jinkam dir, Pendong dewa malu jungwe ne, Chenrezig wan tenzing gatsoi, Shape si te badu tenkyu chi. Savior of the snowland teachings and transmigratory beings, who extensively clarifies the path that unifies emptiness and compassion. To the lotus, Lord Tenzin Gyatso, I beseech, may all your holy wishes be fulfilled. And remembering that all phenomena lack inherent existence because they dependently arise, including ourselves, this practice and its results. Okay, you can relax your attention. So there's extra bits in that practice that if you have the empowerment, you can do on your own time. But the way we just did it is the way that's fine for everybody to do. There's a little bit of time before lunch, but we'll do the lunch offering prayer while we're all here together. Leanne, do you mind passing these out to the people? For you guys at home, sorry, I don't have the lunch offering prayer, but it's the classic one if you're used to the classic one. And if you haven't already, the chapter in Power of Mantra, the Chenrezig chapter has a lot of really good bits. So if you haven't read it yet, please do. If you forgot your copy, mine is hanging out on my desk. You can borrow it in the Gampa and just, give it back to me. Anyway, there'll be discussion after lunch and then meditation and Q&A if that's needed. So we'll just play it by ear. So we'll do this lunch offering prayer together. So what we do is we think about all of the food in the kitchen, even though it's not totally formed into the food we're going to eat, it's in process. So we imagine that all of this is to make us healthy so that we can be of greatest benefit to all sentient beings. And then we offer it to the Guru deity. So the prayer says the Guru is Buddha, the Guru is Dharma, the Guru is Sangha. Also, the Guru is the creator of all happiness. To all Gurus I make offerings. But what that really means is that teacher energy in the universe, embodied by Chenrezig and all of the Buddhas, is the thing that stimulates the mind to engage with virtue, positive actions, which then ripen as our happiness. So you're talking to the inner guru, you're talking to the outer guru, the great beyond, however you want to frame it. So don't feel too literal or culty or anything like that. So we'll do it in Tibetan, but that's what the meaning is. Om 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 Lama Sanghe Lama Judayashin Lama Gedunte Kungi Jepo Lama Te Lama Namla Chupamu. Over to the English. May we and those around us in all our future lives never be separated from the three jewels, continuously make offerings to the three jewels, and receive the inspiration of the three jewels. To the Supreme Teacher, the precious Buddha, to the Supreme Refuge, the precious Dharma, to the Supreme Guides, the precious Sangha, to the Triple Gem, the objects of offering I make, or the objects of refuge I make offering. So you can just keep this on your desk. But when you're eating, try and have the sense of this really supporting your practice. Eat slowly and mindfully, enjoy the process. And again, if you don't mind people talking to you, sit inside. If you don't want people to talk to you, sit outside. And there, in this little break times, after you finish your lunch and karma yoga and things, you're very welcome to have a look at our library. There's the sign out book. Just make sure you don't take anything home with you, but please enjoy our library. It's really beautiful. And the beautiful grounds. And it's also really good to walk around the stupa clockwise. And you can imagine that the stupa is one in nature with Chenrezig. And as you walk around it, that purifying light is coming from it. Stupas are almost like a battery of energy. They have so much holy objects in them, so many texts, so many relics, so many amazing things. So they're kind of these supercharged objects. You might as well use them since you're here. So, but totally up to you. Also, it's a good way to stretch your legs. So I will see you at 2 o'clock and have a nice break.
Thank you, Venerable.
Thanks.